Well ends well. The second patient has been transported by ground to UT. The first one went by Lifestar. Both patients appeared to be stable considering the circumstances that they had been in for the last 8 hours, with the temperatures and the weight of the soil on top of them. So both of them were in pretty good condition considering. So we think that's a pretty successful outcome.
First one underground for about 6.5 hours. The other one just shy of 8 hours.
Just shy of 8.
When you sit here and look at that and the time changes we've had throughout the day, where did that fall upon expectations?
That's pretty much right in line with what the chiefs said that it would be initially. Can't say enough about the support or the help we got from other agencies. Knoxville Fire Department, Knox County Rescue, of course, and ourselves. But then we had help from Tenova North. We had help from restaurants in the community that brought food for our first responders. 70 to 80 people here working hard work. If you could get up there and see the pictures, they were really getting it. And that's a lot. And anytime you can do that and have a successful outcome and you're not digging out a limp person, that's a good night.
What's the difference between one going by helicopter, one going by ambulance? Why?
I think probably one may have been a little bit more stable than the other. I'm hypothesizing there because I don't know the conditions exact of each one, but we're just glad they're both in the hospital now.
Now, I know the language barrier was a little bit of an issue throughout the day. So were they able to speak to those translators once they were out? What was the communication there?
They were able to speak to translators, and the good part is we were able to, through some connections with our law enforcement folks that were here, they had family members that were translators, so they called them and they came over. And again, these are people that volunteered. They didn't ask for any compensation. They just came to help. And that's a pretty big deal when you've got folks that are willing to do that.
What did they say when they came out?
Now that I don't know. I wasn't there. But I know the first one, even though he went on a helicopter, moved all his extremities. He was perfectly good. The second one, when they were able to uncover him to the point that they could begin IVs and administer drugs should they need to be, he said that he was not hurting at all and refused any pain medicine.
Was there any concern about hypothermia? Was it kind of like a race against the clock?
Yeah, there was a lot of concern about that as darkness came, and we've got a little bit of a breeze, and of course we're in a hole with wet ground and wet dirt, and anytime you get that in play, that complicates the problem. So that's where we were able to get some electric heaters that go into a crawl space. So they are special heaters that are designed to heat a long pipeway where someone may be, particularly underground. And we had to have electric rather than gas, something fueled by propane or kerosene, because those type of products put off carbon monoxide, and you're in a trench or a confined space. So now you've added more complexity to the event.
What does it look like from here on out with any type of investigation or anything like that?
I can't comment on that. I'm certain that OSHA will be involved, but I can't communicate it. Whatever, I can't talk about any of that.
Was everybody, all of the first responders, were they safe? Were they okay?
Yes. No one was hurt, which is good. I mean, we had three large agencies here. Two of the three are full-time career departments. You had radio frequencies that were an issue because different frequencies had to be used from. So if you could see the incident commander, he's got one radio in one hand and one radio in another, and he's talking to me on the cell phone. So he had a really, really hard job to manage all of those resources that were there. And another shout out to Lowe's. We had to go twice for supplies, for things that we ran out of, that we needed more of. Plastic buckets, as an example, that you use to carry away small parts of dirt. Well, the plastic buckets break over time, so we had to go get metal ones. Shout out to Lowe's. They had our stuff ready for us. We didn't have to slow down a bit, and the truck came right back with what we needed.
Did you have identities or age of the individuals involved?
I have their identity, yes. I don't know if I can release that yet.
Can you give us ages?
Ages are in their 30s. And they are working for the contractor on site, putting in sewer lines. I know that.
Who's the contractor?
I think the general contractor might be B&B Construction, but I'm not 100. I heard that through somebody else, so I'm not 100% sure. There's not a sign up. There's nothing up yet.
Anything else that we left out? You need to add?
No, I think that we'll have this area. We'll be blocked up in the. We've made a lot of people mad up in the apartment complex tonight. We hope we can smooth that over, but because they're not happy because they can't get to their parking place. But so hopefully we'll be out of there here pretty soon. It'll take us a while. We may wait until tomorrow morning in daylight to pull out some of the wood that we use for the shoring, and some of that may need to stay depending on who's going to investigate and when or what. That's completely out of our hands, so we know nothing about that.
So you can't say any sort of preliminary cause of what you think caused
We have
this?
no idea.
I had one on the top of my head. Okay, 33. I think that's what I have. I think we're good.
I'm good.
Everybody
Going
good?
once, going twice.
So, all right.
It's 10 o'clock or whatever time it is.
It's 8 o'clock.
It does, doesn't it?